What is going on, everyone? Marc Guberti here. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to make money with Facebook groups. You can use Facebook groups to fuel any part of your business. So whether you want to get more sales for your books, you want to get more clients into your coaching or anything else, a Facebook group is going to help you. But before we get into what you should be posting in your Facebook group, the first thing to talk about is how do we actually get new members. Then we'll talk about some things to ask new members in order to increase revenue potential. Then we'll talk about what do you post in the group, and we'll cap off with some ways to enhance the experience. So for getting new members into the Facebook group, the first thing you want to do is get clear on what your group is going to be about. And you want to make this super narrow so this feels like a community that a lot of people will come to appreciate, and it's specifically catered to them. So instead of a very general and broad topic, pick something smaller. So instead of just having an investing group, it could be stock market investing, it could be dividend investing, it could be growth stock investing. And you do this for your own industry, get really clear on one specific area and create that group. And the great thing about this strategy is you will have keywords that very specific people with very specific interests are typing into Facebook to find your group. Now, you should never just rely on Facebook to promote your group. You should be sharing it with your friends. You should be posting it on social media, and you should be promoting it to your email list. The email list, that is the most engaged audience you could possibly have. So sending emails to that group is going to be very vital. If you don't have an email list yet, I do recommend using ConvertKit to get started. They have a free plan for anyone who just wants to dabble with it, and there is a link down below for anyone who is interested in using ConvertKit. So now that we have some traction with the group, and you may get a few people, and it's going to start as like maybe 1 to 2 people a day, and then that builds. But the next step in monetizing a Facebook group is when someone comes into the group, you can ask them a few questions. Now, a lot of these groups just say, will you abide to the rules and not post anything that falls out of the guidelines? But there's a lot more you could do there. One thing you could do is say, hey, are you interested in this free resource related to what your group is about? And if so, please provide your email address. So that way you're using the Facebook group to grow your email list. And when you get people on your email list, you get them into a sequence. You can build a relationship and get people to buy later on. You could also ask people if they're interested in jumping on a call with you where you could lead into coaching, or you could just learn more about people. So sometimes you get on a call with someone who doesn't become a client, but you learn so much about your audience through that one person. You get to learn why they joined your group. You get to learn what they expect from the group, what they expect from your brand. And these are all really great product ideas. And another question you want to ask is, well, hey, do you follow me on Instagram? Are you subscribed to my YouTube channel? Ask a question that points people to another one of your platforms. One thing I've noticed is that when I started asking people if they're subscribed to the YouTube channel, I saw a growth in subscribers because some people would say yes because they were. Other people say no, but I'm doing it right now. So when you put one of your social networks and ask, hey, are you following me on this place? Chances are they're going to follow you if they're not following you already because they decided to join the group and answer the questions. I do recommend only a few simple yes or no questions. You don't want to go too detailed with it. Maybe a question about also why did you join this group, just get a better idea of what people expect. If you ask anything more than 5 questions for new members, it's going to overwhelm them, and who wants to submit a lengthy form just to join a Facebook group? So when you have people in the group, some of them are going to be on your email list right away, but some of them are going to just be in the group. So this next phase is, well, what do we post in the group to make money? Now, the simple thing is you got to post offers. You got to post a strategy call link. You got to post the book link. You got to post a training course link, but you have to do that in a way where you are providing the offer, but you are not turning your group into a sales fest. So my recommendation is 1 to 2 offers each month, and some of them super soft in the middle. So for instance, you could provide some really great insights, or you could talk about a new guide that you complete or a webinar you're doing, and just say something like, if you are interested, let me know in the comments, like type yes in the comments or shoot me a private message. And you basically, it's permission marketing where you get the other person to say, I want to be in your webinar, or I want your guide, or I want to be on the strategy call, I want to learn more about your book or course. And then when you send them the information, it's not like you're selling, it's a conversation that the potential customer, the member in your group, enabled. They started it. So this is where the permission marketing piece comes in. So it's good to do some stuff like that. When you have an offer coming up, also make sure that the content leading up to the offer, where you're doing 2 to 3 posts a week, make sure that content is warming people up to the offer. So I have a course, Content Marketing Plaza. It pretty much lays out everything you need to have a massive audience, gain revenue from your content. So when I promote that, I'll talk about my content marketing journey. I'll talk about some of the results I've had. I've talked about some of my clients who have achieved the results. Like, I'll talk about all these different case studies and my experiences, stuff I've learned. And enough of that content, people want to learn more about content marketing. And that's when I present to them the Content Marketing Plaza, which that again is my main course. And it's better to do it that way than just like 1 week productivity, 1 week goal setting, 1 week business management, 1 week finances, and then bam, Content Marketing Plaza. Like, it doesn't make sense. And the 2 to 3 times a week in posting, I mentioned that because you don't want to post like rarely, because then you don't build community, but you also don't want to post every day because then people get overwhelmed by your group, and you don't want people to feel like they have to catch up with your content. Some people like the daily format. If you like the daily format, I think it's better to have 2 entities where you create content. So I used to do daily videos on this channel, and I've done some investing videos in the past, but that doesn't click as much of my core audience. But a lot of people end up finding the videos on YouTube. So it's like, I don't want to give up on the investing entirely. So that's why I created a separate channel for that type of content for anyone who is interested. So now you're making some of these offers, you're providing value in the group. One other thing to do to just enhance the overall experience is to go live in your group each week. There are a few things that build relationships as quickly and as effectively as the live video. And you could relate if you've been to an in-person event where you saw the speaker talk, and you could connect with a speaker who in the morning you had no idea who that person was, but by the end of the day, you feel like you know that person. You saw the person speak for 45 minutes, or you just engaged in a brief conversation. All of a sudden, you feel like you know that person. That's the power of live events. And you can somewhat mimic that experience through live video, and doing exclusive live videos in your group each week. Not only does that strengthen the experience, but it also gives people on your email list another reason to join your group. For instance, the Breakthrough Success Facebook group, we've got live interviews in there that we did in the past with Pete Vargas, Alinka Rutkowska, and we're doing more live content in there that is exclusive to the group. So Pete Vargas talked about how to be a successful public speaker. Alinka and I talked about how to become a best-selling author, what goes into that. I was actually in one of her launches where we all became USA Today, Wall Street Journal best-selling authors. So there's a lot of live content in that group, and you'll create a similar effect by going live each week, turning into a live series, promoting your live, like Facebook Lives, in the same way you would promote a webinar. And you can sell in some of those lives. You can just provide value in others. And the way you sell is different. Sometimes it's just mentioning a resource that you use for your business where you're being helpful and you wouldn't mind also if someone uses your affiliate link. And other times it can be your product, it can be your service. So you do have a lot of options here. But Facebook groups is that main space for getting organic traction on Facebook. Anything can be sped up through ads. And I haven't done this for my group yet, but I do know a few people who they use Facebook ads to accelerate their group growth. And if you're doing it profitably, then by all means keep on going. But you can get organic traction through Facebook groups. One of the few remaining entities on Facebook where that is true. And Facebook's pretty much said we are doubling down on the group experience. So expect more of that to keep on happening. In any event, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. And I'll see you guys next time.